Guys, I found The Boys before The Boys. Ever since The Boys ended, people have mixed reaction. Some people love it, some are not satisfied, but everyone is already missing the original The Boys. But this story might impress you if you like The Boys. Kekkou Kamen is written by Go Nagai, the legendary writer of Devilman, Cutie Honey and Mazinger Z. Both have many similarities. They take their stories seriously in different ways, but they treat it with care instead of just saying, "Look, who needs to fart to fly?" types of jokes. Yes, there are similar kind of jokes in both series, but there are things beyond that. And even these jokes have some depth. And obviously, they have way better comedy than our average parodies of superheroes. They make their characters in the way that feel less like a parody and more like their own original characters. Story is crazy, which most parodies can't catch usually. Especially in Kekkou Kamen manga, it will give you same nudity, brutality and dark humor. For example, there are casual funny deaths, nudity in every chapter, and wild meta humor where defeated villains speak different mangaka names and ask for the forgiveness. Both are very deep and open-minded stories behind parodies. Social commentary. Kekkou Kamen critiques Japanese schools of their time for their extreme strictness and exploitation, while The Boys critique society's constant lies, stereotypes and propaganda and many more things. But there are differences, where they differ from each other and also from other parodies. Kekkou Kamen is actually a functional superhero, not joke or dysfunctional superhero, which is very rare in superhero parodies. Meanwhile, The Boys got many functional, dysfunctional, fake, real and joke characters. Kekkou Kamen is more like a comedy gag story with some serious moments, while The Boys actually treats their story with seriousness instead of just jokes. Kekkou Kamen is a story about Sparta Academy with full of sadistic and pervert teachers, targeting mostly girls to exploit them in the name of punishment. And Kekkou Kamen is a naked vigilante whose body is exposed but nobody knows her face or who she is. And story explores who she can be, while main focus is her and Toenail of Satan's rivalry. Start with OVA. If you just want short, chaotic fun, it's more random and toned down. If you like the content, then you can try manga, which is also episodic but also well written for episodic structure, but it's a focused and straight story as most chapters are connected, some are filler or loosely connected, has better world building, story expansion, writing and comedy than OVA. It's also darker and more brutal. The story expansion make you see more of a same character with a good twist, crazy torture and these stuff. Although there are few weaknesses of the story, is that there is a possibility you might find it little repetitive after middle of the chapters, but not extremely boring that you can't read at all. The first half and last few chapters are extremely great fun to read. But if you are invested in the story, then you likely enjoy all chapters without any issue. There is also a possibility that you might find it cringe in first few chapters and give up before the story moves forward. That's why I suggested OVA to check whether you like it or not. My own experience and opinion, I actually love this manga as it was a roller coaster of emotion every chapter or OVA episode. As Kekkou Kamen saves an entry gives a superhero comfort similar to Superman or Spider-Man saving people. Comedy is so fresh, I'm surprised that this was made in 1974. It feels like I'm reading a manga in 2026. Pain of Punishment feels real to me because it's really brutal, even if you find it funny. Fear feels real, though I know Kekkou Kamen will arrive. I love characters and twists in Kekkou Kamen, especially manga, as it gives a good expansion of their characters. And I'm actually connected with them. I'm not saying this will give you same The Boys story. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it does have its own original soul, which makes her my favorite Japanese superhero.